beer, rum, and rock and roll. Saving rock, one conversation at a time. With Randy Legault and Beau Shiminsky.
All right, we're back.
Back in the seat.
Yes, back in the saddle.
Yes. Oh.
It's episode 20 of Beer, Rum, and Rock and Roll. How you
20.
doing? Yeah.
We're on a new set of 10s here. This is awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's new? How are you? Anything?
I'm good. Yeah. It's been a whirlwind here at the studio, and that's always good. Fall brings that on. You know.
Another thing it brings on is hockey evaluations, which my oldest son.
Oh, yes.
My oldest son Reed is involved with right now, so that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know about you. As long as he gets placed where he's supposed to be placed, I don't give a fuck where that is. But I'm surrounded by a lot of parents who care a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know,
this is the national sport here.
They're making the big show.
Yes,
You
they
see.
all are Crosby.
It just doesn't matter. As long as he's having fun and he's in the right spot, it's all good.
Yeah,
You know?
there's a real importance to be with similar skilled people, so that
Right.
nobody is, at the top or bottom tiers, because then it
That's-
gets a bit complicated.
That's the
right?
idea. And he
Yeah.
just wants to hang with his buddies. That's really most of it.
Yeah. And
You
does
know?
he have some friends on the team that are signed up again, kind of thing that he'll probably
Oh, yeah.
place
he's-
with? Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
you bet.
yeah. Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then they look forward to that. My kid's in soccer, and that's the same thing.
Yeah. Same drill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in that world. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, let's get right to it.
Okay.
Another band I enjoy is coming to town. We haven't talked about this yet. I'm a fan of this band. They're in a bar, so they're not a big band. And I love their name. Nashville Pussy is coming to Dickens Pub right around my birthday. So that's Friday, October 4th. My birthday's October 9th. So just hinting, we could go out for some drinks and watch Nashville Pussy.
That's a nice small room for a very loud rock band.
Yes. Have you seen them?
Never.
Man, they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to be with that name.
Oh, you know where they got the name?
No idea.
Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, that live album.
Yeah.
When he's introducing Cat Scratch Fever,
Yeah.
he goes, "This song goes out to all that Nashville pussy."
Okay.
There's your name right there. Hashtag me too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So So I'm excited by that.
I've
They're-
never seen them, and I really didn't follow them that much,
It's just straight ahead rock. It's awesome. They're touring their 7th album, Pleased to Eat You. Let me give you some of their album titles. Well, their first one's Eat More Pussy, which is very subtle.
Yeah.
The second one's Let Them Eat Pussy.
The follow-up.
Yeah. High as Hell, Say Something Nasty, Get Some, Up the Dosage. You get the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you need more endorsement, Lemmy, he calls them America's last great rock and roll band. That's what
Really?
Lemmy said. So there you fucking have it. If that's not enough.
From the gospel according to
Yes.
Lemmy.
Yes. It's basically a 2-person band. They've been through a million bass players. But it's Blaine Cartwright and his wife, Ryder Size. It's kind of a cool name. And she's basically a female Angus, really. Like she's she's a female Angus.
Full
Oh.
on energy, the whole show. And
No, it's shorts and a
Right.
tie, but
Right.
yeah, full energy.
That's what I mean,
She looks
yeah.
like a biker chick, kind of. And I've seen them once. They opened for Motorhead. And they only played, it was Nashville Pussy, Reverend Horton Heat, and Motorhead, like a wicked lineup.
Right.
And because there's 3 bands, they only played for like half an hour. I'm like, fuck, I want more of them. Good night. I'm like, what? So I really want to see them in their own environment, kicking ass. So Ryder Size, here's her quote on, she's describing the band. "We're rock and roll's dirty little secret, outliving musical trends we never knew existed." I mean, that sums it up. They just don't give a fuck.
Right.
They just do what they do, right?
Right.
More than ever, everyone needs to escape to a place where they can pretend they don't give a shit. Let their hair down and get loud, sweaty, and dirty. Nashville Pussy provides that unpretentious refuge, right? Everyone
Providing
is,
a public service.
yes,
is what
providing
they are.
public service. Yes, everyone is welcome. Just don't dress up because it's going to get messy. Quote unquote. I mean, they're just fun.
Yeah.
It's AC/DC mixed with Motorhead, I would say, would be an accurate description. Like, they just full tilt.
Right.
It's just fun.
She's a queen of making dead men talk. Now
Well, sounds like a good show.
Yeah, so let's go.
Let's go. We're going.
The other thing on my mind, and this isn't brand new news, but we haven't talked about it. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
KK Downing, former guitarist for Judas
I've
Priest.
been hearing a bit of this news. Yeah, okay.
Hasn't performed on a stage in about 10 years. He finally, at this Bloodstock Open Air Festival, he performed 4 songs.
I think I started to watch it.
Yeah. It was rough at the beginning.
But I didn't give it enough time.
You should have, because he hit a couple bum notes.
I just felt like I was watching something that was developing into a bit of a wreck.
No.
And an uncomfortable watching and listening experience that I just kind of said, I can't do it right now. And I never went back. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was.
I mean, considering he hasn't played live in 10 years, I can forgive a couple. And it's not his band.
Okay.
He did Green Manalishi, Heading Out to the Highway, Breaking the Law, and Running Wild. I mean, here's what he said. We did manage to squeeze in an hour or so of rehearsal.
That's
an
tough.
hour.
Yeah.
So I can forgive a couple.
That's tough.
Right?
Yeah.
To be honest, we didn't have the experience of like a lot of bands today. They're on tour. It was just a jam. And there's quite a bit of improvisation in there. And that is what it is. So he knew it was going to be a little rough. And he looked good, though. Like, he looked good. He looked healthy.
Right.
And, man, Priest is embarking on their 50th anniversary tour next year. And it would just be a fucking shame.
50th.
Yeah. It would be a fucking shame if he wasn't in there. If
Right.
they didn't call him back. Now that Tipton has Parkinson's is out of the band. So,
Well, I heard that there was a good rumor that was going to happen.
who knows? We don't know everything they know. But it would sure be a shame if he wasn't in there.
Yeah.
Because you're down to Halford and Ian Hill on bass, as far as the original
Yeah, the original
lineup from the heyday, right?
Yeah.
So I hope that happens. Because he looked good.
Yeah.
And he sounded good. I know that it was a little rough at the beginning, but
And he obviously he wants to do it if he's putting himself out there. Like, it's...
Oh, he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He said it. Like, he's open to it, right? But
Right.
anyway, I hope it happens. Okay, Joe Bonamassa. I thought this was interesting. I mean, how wicked is he, right?
One exceptional blues guitarist and singer
Just a
and all of
freak.
it. Writes great songs.
He headlines, yes, and writes great songs.
Yeah.
He headlines a cruise, like a blues cruise.
Right.
So there's Monsters of Rock.
Of course,
Megadeth
Kiss
has
has
one.
got
Kiss has
one,
got one.
yeah,
It's kind
yeah,
of the rage.
yeah.
So there's a blues cruise.
Go.
Now, here's the headline I read, okay?
Okay.
So it got my attention. So, yes. So he's performing on his cruise
Right.
on stage.
And he's hosting this. Like, this is his deal.
It's his deal.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of blues artists on it.
Right.
He says, here's the headline I read was, Joe Bonamassa names the best blues rock guitarist in the world today, in his mind. I'm like, oh, who's this going to be?
Right.
And fuck, was I happy when I heard what he said, because this guy he named, I've been into since the early 90s, and he's wicked, but he had a pretty rough career. Like, he was arrested for drugs and he was in jail. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think.
He was like a prodigy. 91, he came out with the first album. Sign of the Storm was the single. Does that ring a bell? He was like a Hendrix clone, kinda.
Huh.
He was like 19. Eric Gales, you know who that is?
Yeah, the name is way back
I'm
in
like,
the memory bank here. But
Because the reason he
yeah.
said that, here's what he said. Our best ballad of John Henry of all time. Thank you, Eric Gales, for showing us how it's done. So he was on stage with him performing
Wicked.
this song.
Wicked.
And that's how you're the best guitarist of blues rock right now, and that the world has to know right now. Epic in every way. And he is. He's a fucking freak guitar player, but he got so fucked up with drugs and shit. Like, like I said, he went to jail. He's got 20 albums, though.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now he's kind of making a comeback. His last 2 albums are really good, and people are starting to pay attention again.
How do these guys get lost in the shuffle like this?
He
Even
did.
for me, you know, because I
Yep.
think I'm somewhat paying attention, but I'm not, obviously, but not well enough. 'Cause yeah.
You'll find this interesting being a player. So he plays a right-handed guitar. You with me?
Yeah.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Strung upside down. Left-handed.
Yeah.
You with me? How fucking crazy is that? So he's a lefty. He's like Hendrix.
Yeah.
But he's strung upside down, which Hendrix wasn't.
Right.
How nuts is that? And here's the other crazy thing. He's not even left-handed. His brother, who's a musician, played that way. So he's a kid. He starts playing when he's 4. Just emulated his brother. So that's how he plays. He plays that way. He's fucking right-handed.
But that's exactly what it would be just flipping the guitar over.
Yeah.
Let's think about this, because if you
Right?
take that guitar right now and I
Yeah.
play it left-handed, it would be exactly what it
It's
needs
normal.
to be.
Only he's flipping it.
Well, no, I flip it over, go to the left.
That's all he's doing.
That's all he's doing.
And, well, you can imagine. So you're upstroking a lot, wouldn't you
It's
be?
just everything reversed.
Everything reversed.
Yeah, and got natural.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I never really thought about it like that. He's not doing anything to it other than flipping it. And
No.
playing it. Yeah.
Unless you saw but everything would
But
be
wouldn't the
upside down.
fucking knobs get in the road and shit? You'd have to.
That's it. Like, it's
Well,
just what
Henderson-
came natural
yeah.
to him and what was available. And it was like, I'm left-handed. I don't have a left-handed
So
guitar.
he kind of does this move. Like he hooks his arm a bit, eh?
Yeah.
But this guy, oh my God, get back into him. He's fucking unreal.
Huh.
Like he's just crazy good. I would love to see him. But dig this.
Does he sing?
He sings, yep.
Okay.
Yep, you bet. So just this year, there's a big blues fest. I think it was in Toronto or somewhere out east. And his wife, I'll just read you what I got here. According to Gales, his wife started working more than a year ago on legal ways to get him over the border, right? Because of his criminal record. and
Criminal
shit,
record.
right?
Yeah.
I finally got connected to a company that specialized in helping people with a criminal past get here meaning Canada.
Yeah, right.
Like he's scheduled to play this fucking blues fest.
Yeah.
He spent a ton of money, did everything they told me to do, but was still denied. Like he fucking couldn't get over. How ridiculous is that? Yeah, he put out an album this year called The Bookends, and it's fucking wicked. Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
everybody,
I'm gonna
look this guy
I'm gonna
up.
have to go back earlier and just maybe go chronological. Just to
If
see
you like
what
the
happened.
blues, yeah. Well, the first album, man, that's back in early 91. Heavy Hendrix influence, which isn't a bad thing. But he definitely got away from that and developed his own sound, right?
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, Eric Gales,
Huh.
wicked. Okay, that's all I got for news, man.
That's still some pretty good news,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
All
not bad.
positive.
Yeah.
For a change.
Yeah, nobody died.
Nobody's
deaths.
depressing me right
yeah,
now.
we're good.
Good. Perfect. What's next? What's the
This is
do
next.
you want to get into Rush? Yeah, okay, great.
We went to see
In the theater.
Cinema
Yeah.
Strangiato.
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Now, basically, all it was this Blu-ray, R40 Live,
Right.
with some new interviews in it.
Right.
Now, that sounds like a negative, but it's not. It was on a huge screen. The fucking sound was killer.
Yeah.
It was like you're at a show. And it made you just appreciate Rush again. And what a loss it is that they're not out there, but
And they're all such great characters,
Oh,
you
they
know,
are.
to talk,
Yeah.
to hear them speak, and
yeah.
you like their story, right?
Yes. And this theater was full.
Yeah,
I was surprised. It was full.
it was the one night only thing that really.
Yeah.
I think that those kind of things really inspire people to get off their ass.
Absolutely, man. Well, it inspired me to get off mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I went to it with
Yeah.
you, and it was. It brought back a lot of great memories, that was a few years ago now. So
That's right. Yeah, we were both at that show.
yeah.
And the interviews were good.
Mhm.
Like when people talk about Rush, it's entertaining. Like Taylor Hawkins, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to come on stage and do YYZ? No.
Nope.
I don't. Absolutely do not want to do that.
The way he said it too was just priceless.
No.
Like these guys are on a different level for even the best musicians nowadays. They're like, it's a different thing. It's like there's a few guys like that. Brian May would be Jimmy Page, Stones, anything like that, but not many where they would actually say no to it.
Right.
There's a lot of guys that would love to jam with a lot of people, but when you say no.
Yeah.
Priceless.
One thing, if
Priceless
Foo
moment.
Fighters want to play a Rush song, that's different.
Right.
Do you want to come on with us? No, I don't. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
On Neil's kit?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I loved it. What can you say?
Yeah.
You brought the Blu-ray to tell people to get it, obviously.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, it's really good. I love the way it goes in reverse order, too. They start off with the new stuff and end up with the oldest possible
Right, one
stuff.
amp left on the stage.
Yeah,
and,
like if they're in a gymnasium. I mean, it's really, the way they went out was so fucking classy.
Yeah. Has there ever been, except for sad news with this band, especially with Neil, any sort of drama or
No.
none?
No. I mean, some of Geddy Lee's haircuts were pretty bad.
Yes, okay. There's different drama, kids. Different drama with this
Fashion
band.
drama.
Yeah, fashion drama. Time stands still. I just think,
And the Steinberg bass. But yeah, we're nitpicking.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're funny.
And you can tell they get along, which is great, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Anyway.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
Okay, well, let's talk.
Awesome.
The main focus of today's show is concerts.
Yeah,
And we've been to a lot of them recently.
we sure have.
Right? It's been a good run.
Mm.
They all kind of came at once, but none of them conflicted. I got to all of them I wanted to go to. So let's start chronologically. The Rolling Stones in Phoenix, Arizona.
My first time.
Your first time.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that we've had a chance to think about it for a couple weeks and digest it, was it what you thought it would be? Less, more? Like, I'm sure you had an idea in your brain what you wanted this thing to be. Did it live up to it or what? Like, what were your thoughts there?
It was going to be amazing no matter what in my mind. I knew that
Right.
because I hadn't seen them and I've always wanted to, and things just didn't line up.
Right.
Right.
It happens.
It sucks, right? And I
Yeah.
wasn't traveling to go see them, at that time. But now,
Right.
with where they are in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
it was important that I went and saw this band, right? And in a venue with 60,000 people,
Right to the fucking top.
it was packed, just,
There was not an empty seat in that
No.
whole place. No.
and you knew you were kind of in this, it's just a different vibe when you're around that many people, super excited.
Oh, yeah.
Super on their edge. Like there's an energy in that building
There really
at
was.
that size.
Yep.
you
Even
know.
when it's half empty, you can just feel it building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
totally.
you're part of that.
Yeah. The tailgating, all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And everywhere you go in this city,
Yeah.
Scottsdale or the area, Stones everywhere.
That's
Everybody,
right.
all the people are talking about, oh, yeah, another Stones fan.
Right from the airport in
right,
Calgary.
Right, exactly.
You got the Stones t-shirt on.
It's
Gee.
a buzz. So you're buzzing and you're continually buzzing.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to start chronologically within the night because Callio comes on,
Okay. Yes. Let's talk about Callio.
Right.
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Who I was very interested to see this band.
Me too.
And this was their, I don't know, like they hadn't had many shows.
With the
going-
Stones?
With the Stones.
One or two, maybe. I'm not
right.
sure.
So it wasn't much.
Because they had a bunch of different openers throughout this little leg.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I guess we knew that going in.
We did. Yeah.
But I was buzzing. The energy's already amped me up. I was really interested to see this band
Yeah.
and this singer,
Yes.
most importantly.
And can he deliver live, right?
And
In front of 60,000.
they
Right.
didn't see 60,000 people out there.
They didn't look nervous.
They didn't.
No.
They did their thing, and he sang great, played great. The whole
Oh,
thing was
man.
awesome.
People were digging it. They weren't like looking at their watch and shouting Stones.
Right,
Like,
but it
yeah.
took nothing away from
Absolutely.
what was going to happen
Yep.
next.
I
Right?
agree. Yep.
So I really did enjoy it, and would have listened to him longer for sure.
Oh, man. I want to see them on their own gig.
Right?
Like that singer.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like he hit that Prince falsetto in that one song.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, this is their second gig with the Rolling Stones. It's like, let's just put that into perspective here.
Yeah.
These guys are from what, Iceland?
Iceland,
Yeah.
They got to work on the wardrobe a little bit. Like
I was going to say, but I didn't care really.
I care. You know me, I care. The fucking bass player looks like he just got off the couch playing PS3.
Right.
His fucking t-shirt was triple XL. Like, what are you doing, dude? You're opening for the fucking Stones. Get a shirt that fits. Like, holy fuck.
That is so true.
I don't want the guy on stage to look like the guy at the soccer practice when I'm with my kid. Like,
or the guy showing up at the guitar store just on a Saturday morning.
Man. And the rest of the guys look fine, but yeah, he needs to pick it up a notch.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's nitpicky shit. They were wicked. And people were asking me, who are these guys? Yeah, they were great.
They were. But to the Stones.
Yes.
I was very excited. And when the lights dropped there.
And that intro music just cranked.
Yeah. I think we should just show it and then.
Show that clip?
Yeah, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones! I was born in a crossfire hurricane. And a house and the law in the drive-down rain. But it's all right now. Like it's dead. But it's all right. Jack back, just get scared.
Yeah, when you hear, ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones, you're like, where am I? Like, it's surreal in a way because they are so iconic.
And I've seen lots of film.
Of course.
Hearing that.
Yes.
And wishing I was there. And again, not being able to see them.
I'm fully goosed up right now. like, and Mick just comes running out. You're just like, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
There's no diminishing what these guys were and still are on some level. Like, they did everything first. There was no roadmap to what they were doing at the beginning. They're winging it. I'm not saying they're my favorite band in the world necessarily. And you don't have to think that either. You can like another band's music more. You can like U2's music more, or whoever the fuck it is. But there's no disputing in my mind that they are the greatest rock and roll band ever. They just are. I don't think that's arguable.
I don't think anybody would dispute it.
Oh, maybe. Well, we'll find out.
Well,
but
they were saying this band should have stopped over 20 years ago.
Oh, God. Easily.
Right?
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago.
They didn't think they were going to last longer than 5 years or whatever.
And they're still playing to 60,000.
Yeah. And delivering.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're so smart about it with doing a show and then having a number of days off.
Oh, they have to.
You got to remember, these guys are almost 80.
Mid to late 70s. Yes. Charlie Watts is a spry 78.
It's crazy that it's even disputable, really.
They just are.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger is just, we will, well,
you saw him come out.
We'll never see this in our lifetime for sure.
Do 2 hours.
Yeah. And not slow down at all.
Nope.
He's moving like he did 30 years ago, or pick a number. Like, there was no difference other than more lines in his face, right?
Yeah, him and Ron Wood, to me,
were the energy of that show for sure.
For sure.
Keith looked rough.
Yeah.
Even for Keith. Like, no kicks. He just hung out by Charlie.
No headband.
No headband didn't help. Hung out by Charlie most of the time. He wasn't walking around. Playing a little light, maybe.
Very sparingly. I was concerned. I just got to say, I was happy for me.
Yeah.
For a second, going, oh, I got to see this, because I'm worried that this is.
Well, if you had a pool, who's going to be the first to have an issue? It will be Keith, right? Even though he's not the oldest, but he's the oldest in Stones years, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's the cat.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk set list, man.
Yeah.
So they come out with Jumpin' Jack Flash, of course. Let's Spend the Night Together. Tumbling Dice, whatever. Sad, Sad, Sad off Steel Wheels, I thought was cool. Like, I like that album. I thought that was a cool insert. That fourth song is the one they kind of switch out once in a while. Like they had Bitch in there, which I would have preferred. That's for sure.
I'm gonna follow my list here too, just to remember.
Get Off My Cloud was the request song.
I was glad to hear that too.
But when I saw She's So Cold as one of the options, I wanted that one.
Right.
Yeah. But whatever.
I thought that was a good track. It was an old one too. It was nice, you know.
Can't Always Get What You Want. Of course, you're going to hear that. And then the acoustic B stage, you got Sweet Virginia. No, I mean, that was a nice surprise. I like that song. And Dead Flowers, right? They do those out on the B stage. And then Sympathy was great, of course.
The B stage is the middle of the arena on that little thing.
Yeah, on the little ramp. Yeah. Honky Tonk Woman. Then you get Keith. You got the Silver from Let It Bleed. I mean, it's an obscure track, but I'd rather have Little TNA or Happy or right.
I would have liked Happy, but I really love Before They Make Me Run. That's a great
No problem
song.
with that whatsoever.
Yeah, it's such a good one.
Of
And
Some Girls, yeah.
And he sang great. Like he didn't trip up. I was worried about him, right? You know, so you're going into this, and this is well into halfway into the show now.
Yep.
And I was already seen him for a minute, and I'm going, and then he came out and did the tracks, and I'm like, and Ronnie's doing some heavy lifting too with them, but it was good.
It didn't lack energy, and I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, like Ronnie did most of the solos.
Sure did. Yeah.
And I'm not enough of
and
a
he ran around a lot.
Oh yeah, he was
so that Mick wasn't the only guy. Right?
He was crazy energetic, and he's not young. Fuck, he's 73 or whatever he is. And I'm not enough of a Stones geek to know if the solos he was taking were sometimes really Keith. So I can't. I'm not that dialed.
Yeah.
But I just know he took most of them. But,
yeah.
And then Miss You I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
And Daryl Jones, the bass player, got a cool solo in that one, and he's great.
Mm-hmm.
You know where he's from?
And he's been with him for a long time, like
fucking
since
30 years.
30 years.
He comes from Expensive Winos, Keith's solo band.
I think I saw a video recently of that. Yeah.
One step to the left. I'm in the Stones, right? Well, Wyman, you're out. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's great.
Yeah.
Then Painted Black, great. Midnight Rambler, fuck, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mick on the harp. Oh man, he can play that fucking thing. And there is no body fat on this fucking guy.
No.
He's so fucking thin.
Yeah.
But a healthy thin. He does not look unhealthy.
He looked good.
He looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then you got Start Me Up, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Brown Sugar, of course. Then the encore, Gimme Shelter, which is such a highlight because you get what's her name? Sasha Allen.
Right.
Comes out.
And they give her due. And it's such a great moment in that track.
It really is. Yeah.
You know.
And then they end with Satisfaction. And you think, well, fuck, how many times do I need to hear Satisfaction? But live and that extended kind of jammy version they did.
Sure.
Holy fuck, it was
and
unreal.
The crowd knows it's almost over, so they're at their peak.
I can't get no.
Right?
Like everybody's yelling it.
Like just think, 60,000 people yelling, and
it was
at a
so
Stones
good.
concert, it's almost just on a different barometer, right?
And it was really loud and really clear.
Yeah.
Like it sounded really well from where we were, right at the front. It sounded great. People ask me, where were your seats? I go, well, let me put it to you this way. They weren't seats. We were standing, as everybody was,
right.
Seat or not.
Yeah.
We were so close, even if you wanted to look at the video screen, it was pointless.
Yeah.
Because it was just they're so big.
Yeah.
You don't need to. The band's right there. Why are you looking at a video screen?
Mick is, 15 feet away?
Yeah. He's
something.
Right. And what was great, too, is he was favored our side.
He sure did,
Big time.
When he walked, he was over there all the time.
He was in front of us, like I would say 70% of the time, I would say.
Yeah, you
easily.
can't fault a guy for not remembering how much to balance that out. It's just what was natural for him. He likes to move right.
Yes,
so
exactly. He's a right leaner. Yeah, totally. Yeah. What else I got here? Yeah, mix of freaking nature. Check. He's incredible shape. Check. His voice sounded great.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I love, and he talked a bit, not a lot. I love when he said this. It's great to be back in the sun. Who else would come to Arizona in fucking August?
Right.
Because I don't know if everybody was aware of this. It's 40 something.
But air conditioning.
Air conditioning in the venue, yeah.
Sure. Which was nice. But I do realize, when we walked out of buildings, it was like 500 hair dryers on high, blowing you in the face with dry heat. It was like, holy
my
shit.
God.
How hard is this going to be?
How
right?
do you live there year round? I have no idea.
But the temperature in the stadium was awesome.
Another thing he said too is funny because they rescheduled the concert. He missed some tattoo festival. Did you remember? You remember that? He goes, "Yeah, Charlie wanted to get my head tattooed on his back."
Oh yeah, right.
I'm like, "Oh, Mick's cracking jokes."
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
I love that though because he didn't say too much, right?
He didn't, but he didn't really need to.
No, he doesn't.
We want to hear them sing and play.
Yes,
and they sure brought it.
Another thing I could not help but notice almost immediately. This is not a band going through the motions in any way, shape, or form. Like they were smiling at each other. They were.
Oh yeah.
The chemistry on stage was undeniable. Yeah. They are having a fucking blast because they know it's almost over.
Yeah,
is part of it.
Right.
But I was smiling, like when Mick went behind Charlie on the kit and was like bugging him and stuff, and he's laughing. I fucking love that kind of stuff. Right?
And Charlie with his posture, he's just so straight
man.
and so
don't fucking rattle me, Mick.
Yep, I'm busy right now, and I'm not your drummer.
He's such an odd dude in a good way.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that. You can tell they're just enjoying every fucking second, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and when you read or hear any interview with Keith Richards about being in a band with Charlie Watts, he couldn't be in another because Charlie and his style suits Keith. And that's all Keith's got in his head now.
That's
right. Because he's played with them for so long.
Yeah.
Right. That I think, well, he had his winos thing and whatever. But to the point, the Stones aren't the Stones without Charlie Watts swinging the drums.
And the winos aren't the Stones.
No, and they're not.
Yeah.
But he's played with other guys.
Of course.
I mean,
of course.
he can do it. But for the Stones music and
he has
Keith
to be there.
being there, for sure. It would be a tough one.
And speaking of that, I can't remember which songs exactly, but some are sloppy. But I love it. There's no fucking there's no tracks being run here. This is a band that is sloppy in a good way. Some songs are looser, some are tighter. Who cares?
I don't when I'm going to see live music ever.
And that's always been part of their charm too, right? Is the sloppiness. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of their thing.
Yeah,
and
Keith is not a technical, savvy guitar player.
No.
And neither is Ron Wood.
No. But tasty, right?
But perfect for the Rolling Stones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about the band too a little bit. The guys we haven't mentioned.
Right.
Chuck Leavell
has
been playing keys since '82.
Yeah.
Right? We all know that name if you're into the Stones. And Tim Rees on sax, he's been there 20 years. So he replaced Bobby Keys, who was their main guy. He died in fucking 2014.
It was too bad.
Right? He was so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bernard Fowler, other background singer.
Right.
He's been there 30 years.
Wow.
Hey?
Yeah, you do it right, man.
Yeah.
They're loyal to the core there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the stage is pretty, if you know, for them, the stage was pretty basic. Like I've got a lot of Stones Blu-rays.
Yeah.
It was just those 4 huge panels and that overhang over Charlie. For them, that was a basic stage.
Right.
I'm not sure why. They're simplifying things, whatever. But most of their stages got Voodoo Lounge, had that snake head with fire coming out of it. And they're usually competing with U2.
I think for most concerts that I go to, I guess it's something to look at when you're in the back. But when I'm where I'm at,
where we were, we didn't care. La-ti-da. I just noticed it was for them. It was pretty basic.
And
that's all.
Really, I think where they are now,
right?
People are there they won't take their eyes off them anyways. So what's the point?
It's not for lack of money,
right?
They could do whatever they want.
We're going to talk about another show that you went to that. Different scenario,
dude,
but
yes.
but that's coming up. A little teaser there, a little teaser. But couldn't care less. You just want to see these guys play.
The only other note I had here was, we will never in capital letters see a band like this again. Period.
Guaranteed.
This is not going to happen.
Nope.
Not the way things are. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
You can talk about the Beatles. Yeah, sure, the Beatles are awesome. Of course, I'm more of a Stones guy, but they stopped performing live in 1966.
Mm-hmm.
They became a studio band. This is not the fucking Stones, man. Like it's a different beast.
Yeah, like it was that way. Like you said, you got either a Stones or a Beatles guy. Generally, you're going to pick one.
Stones for me.
And Stones for me easily.
Yeah. And it wasn't just geezers at this fucking thing, I might add.
Oh, no.
Like there was every age group imaginable.
And parents that are just happy to bring their kids to say, this is special.
Yes.
And it sure as hell was.
And there was like, yeah, not parents and kids necessarily. There was young people there.
That's what I mean. Like, like they're
there's all that.
They're adolescent kids that were not raised on the Stones.
Yeah.
Come to the show with me, son. I'm going to show you, or daughter, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a proud moment. Same with when I brought my son to Kiss. That was a proud moment.
Oh, I love that too.
As a parent, I could see why people would do it.
Even wasn't the original 4, it was still cool to take Reed to that. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Anyways, we mentioned Kiss. We mentioned Kiss.
Yeah,
there
we
it
always
is.
have to mention Kiss. Yes, check. Now, if there's a negative, I'm big on concert etiquette, right? And it's not just concert etiquette, just etiquette in general. Like, just don't be a dick. Just go through life not being a dick. And the one that reared its head for us at the Stones, we're in a general admission pit.
Mm-hmm.
So they sold a certain amount of tickets for that. We got there early, so we got our spot. You're not slammed up against people. It's not like that. You get, it's comfortable.
You can hold a beer and not get bumped.
That's
perfectly.
Right. Exactly. Right? And we're there early because I don't want to be at the back of the pit, even though that would still, God, it's still close.
Mm-hmm.
But why not be closer?
Why not be as close as you can?
Exactly. Okay, my point is, so you're there and you've established your space and it's almost showtime. And there's these fucking guys who think, oh, I got to get closer. But there's no room. So they weasel. They're weasels.
Yeah.
They weasel in front of, oh, excuse me. And I'll go, if they're cutting in front of me, I go, where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
And if they go, oh, I just went to get a beer. My wife's right there. I'm like, hey, go ahead.
Right.
Other than that, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one guy and his date. They're kind of pushing me a little bit, right? Like they want by. I'm like, hey, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking they're going to go.
Yeah.
No. They just fucking stand. They stop right in front of me. He's about that much taller than me, about 5 inches taller than me. Now he's right in front of me.
And he's 60-something.
He's an old fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, you prick. But I'm the type of guy, I'm not going to fucking make a scene over it.
Mm.
But you're a dick.
Mm.
So I just moved over, found a different spot. But these people are pricks. You get there late, now you're back there and be cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my speech. Don't be a dick.
Right. But there's a couple other things too that...
what else got you?
The photographer.
Not photographer, videographer.
Whatever.
Yeah, he had the camera.
Yeah.
Right in our eye line. Yeah.
Like, I don't care, but...
I forgot about that.
But you're selling tickets at a premium to be at that level.
Oh, yes.
And he can shoot up or they could address this. But to have a guy on the middle of the stage, basically, right in front of those...
He was right on the edge of it, standing. So he would have been... He's the same height as the band.
That's what I mean. He's exactly, and he's mid-stage. Like
he's right there. Get him down.
What exactly?
Yeah.
People are there to see the band, not a guy running around with a camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
I couldn't believe it.
That's poor production, if you ask me. Like, get that guy lower. That's all.
That's it.
Get him lower.
You could build a nice little walkway for him to stand under there and.
Because even that jib arm that was remote controlled, that was fine. I mean, you got to have that stuff.
Hey, do it all from there then.
Right.
Get something there that can go up and down and get out of my way. But...
Right. What do they even need that guy for?
I don't know.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Anyway.
But whatever.
We
saw the Stones.
None of that ruined anything.
No.
Yeah, it was fantastic, man.
It's just, you're going to, when you go to these things, you're going to have to deal with something.
Why? See, that's my point. You do. You always have to deal with somebody or doing something. Why is that?
Right.
Okay, man. Next concert on the docket is Rival Sons with Crown Lands.
Right.
Opening.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about the opening band. They're Canadian. Let's give them a little shout out. Let's talk about them.
For sure.
Right.
Two-piece.
Another two-piece. So I know you're gonna like that. Yeah.
Well.
Okay. Let me just give you. I'll give you the background, and you can give me your what you thought.
Sounds good.
So they're a two-man band from Oshawa, Ontario. I knew nothing about these guys going in.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. Okay, we got Kevin Como on guitar, bass, and synth. And we got Cody Bowles on lead vocals and drums. So that's unique. He's the lead singer and he's playing drums at the same time.
Yeah.
There's that. And they've got 2 EPs, one in 2016 called Mantra, and one in 2017 called Rise Overrun. Like to me, they sound like 70s prog rock with some blues in it. That's kind of what they sound like.
Yeah.
It's like Rush, Cream, and Zeppelin kind of fucking in a blender, basically.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Kind of like that. And I dug it. I mean, I had no idea what I was going to see. I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. Like the guy's voice, again, would sound like Geddy Lee, Robert Plant, and a little bit of Andrew Stockdale from Wolf Mother. That's kind of what he sounded like.
Yeah, it was on the high end of things. Yes, definitely on the high end of all those registers.
He was a little shrill. But so was Geddy. Jesus, early Rush.
For sure.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Live?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you either like it or you do not.
Yeah, you're right.
And I did.
I'm out.
Yeah, tap
no.
it out. Anyway, whether you like their music or not, there was clearly talent on that fucking stage, for sure.
Definitely.
And I dug it. I know you don't like the two-man band thing, so.
You know what? It just bugs me because why not have a bass player, you know?
But why be traditional all the time? Like, to me, it's just a different sound.
No, it's the sound of the bass is filling a spectrum. That's where it's not different, but it's completely different if you have a bass player playing the notes and being part of the performance and bringing in some of that bass player type style, you know, that maybe this doesn't need it, but for whatever reason, when somebody's doing two roles, I feel like one is not getting enough of the attention.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
I just think it sounds cool. Like when Geddy Lee's playing keyboards, guess where the bass is? Oh, at his feet.
I understand.
Just saying.
I wish there was another guy there. Somehow, I don't even want to have this conversation.
Here's the deal. I didn't know it was two guys because I wasn't really paying attention. Where's the other guy? Oh, there isn't one. And I didn't even notice. That's all I'm saying. It sounded cool. It sounded good. Yeah. So I don't really give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so bothered by it.
I don't either.
I really don't, but I just wish that if you're going to have that instrument as part of your sound, it'd be cool if there was a guy, when it's not that there's a guy not doing it, it's just, I think there's some really gifted, talented bass players that would bring something to that.
But it would be that band would sound different with that. And that's not what they want. It's like Morphine is a sax player, a drummer, and a bass player. No guitarist. Sounds cool. It sounds like Morphine. Like it's just different. You know what I mean?
Totally. I totally know what you mean. There's just something about it that bugs me. You know what I mean? It really does. And I don't know.
Close your eyes, Beau, and just listen. It still sounds cool. Anyways, I don't want to get hung up on that.
Yeah.
I thought they were cool. I thought they did a good job, and the crowd loved it. Like they went over.
Good fight. Good fight. I like this.
Yeah, we can't always get along. That's boring. Okay, I'm right and you're wrong. Okay.
Believe me, before this show is over, I'm going to slip a few in there just out of the blue. See how you react. Go.
Okay, Rival Sons.
Yes.
Who I think we can both agree are fucking awesome.
Holy fuck.
Okay, now this band I've been preaching about for fucking years, and I got you into them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You did.
It's the third time I've seen them, and by far the best. Venue was better. Everything about it was better. Their catalog is expanded. Like their last album is fucking wicked to the tune of, 9 songs out of 15 were from the new album. Did I care? Nope. Because they're all wicked. Yeah. You don't care if the new album kicks ass.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. It was fucking awesome. I'll give you my spiel and then you can fucking go for it. I just want to talk about each guy and then that'll cover it.
Good.
Okay, Dave Beste. I don't know who this bass player is, but he's groovy as hell, holding down the fucking bottom line. I had no issue with him.
Unassuming.
Yeah, just they're
total unassuming. Yeah. But there it is, playing that instrument like it's supposed to be played.
Exactly. Yeah, and dude, in a perfect world, yes, that's what I want.
That's right.
I like other things too.
I know. So. Hey, I get it. We're not going back there.
No.
Go.
Even what we just did. Mike Miley on drums.
I'm right.
Now this guy plays drums the way I want him to play it.
Definitely.
Bonham. That's what he's doing. Oh my God.
Honestly,
hit harder.
You know, I've talked to a few drummers and I'm like, you know, can you hit harder? They don't want to.
Man, he's awesome.
A lot of guys that do in rehearsals and stuff like that, I don't like a drummer that hits hard. They don't like it.
Why?
I love it.
Oh, dude.
I love it.
It's the only way I like it. Oh. All my favorite drummers are like that.
Right.
I don't hey, I love Kiss, but Peter Criss, no.
Yeah.
I want fucking Taylor Hawkins hitting it from the ceiling or whatever.
Yeah.
A little sidebar on him, and this, I'm not a fanboy and I did not copy him, but he has this exact tattoo, this 45 thing, on the other arm in red.
Interesting.
I'm watching him on TV once. I'm like, hey, he's got my tattoo. Anyway, that's how cool this fucking guy is. He's copying me.
He's great.
He is really good. Yeah. Scott Holiday. Now, again, I've said this before, to develop your own style today, when it's all been fucking done to death, is brutal. But this guy did it. Visually and sonically, he sounds like Scott Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that? Like
I would say there's inklings of that. Like, I don't think I could pick him out of a too big of a crowd, in the sense of
fine, but he has his own...
like a tonally kind of guy, like, Angus and Brian May, and you could put a handful on there, of lists of that. But to not just be the guitar player in the band, but I got to watch him for at least half the show.
But he's got, like you said before, that process sound that's really his. Like, I don't know, I haven't heard a guitar sound quite like that.
No, and he definitely, he's got his sound. It's starting to be undeniable.
Yes.
Right?
And his guitar collection. Oh,
I love that. It's like, people sometimes like the set changes, for pop artists or something.
What's he going to play now?
I like the new guitar every song. It's like, great. What is that?
Man. It's hell for his fucking tech because he's got to tune them all. But
oh, yeah. And they may be all tuned differently. Who the hell knows with each song?
Just
but
beautiful fucking guitars this guy's got.
For sure. And it's not, like you just went to a guitar store and watched it go on the stage. You went and saw a guitar museum come on stage.
And not only that, like, I consider myself pretty dialed.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a guitar player in a band, I know what different brands of guitars are. A couple of them, I had no fucking idea what they were. They weren't Gibsons, they weren't Fenders, they weren't fucking whatever. Right? The couple were like mystery. Like, what is that thing?
Yeah. It's taking you out of the concert again. So I'm going,
what the fuck was that?
I run to my phone and Wikipedia shit.
Maybe custom, I don't know. But yeah, he's just cool as hell. Jay Buchanan.
Yeah.
Lead singer. Now, I know I've said on the show many times, in a perfect world, I like a lead singer who's fucking going mental on stage. This is what I prefer. It's icing on the cake. The exception to that is a guy like him. When you got that much charisma, that much fucking swagger, and a fucking voice as insanely good as his, you don't need to do any of that. You just stand there and just be badass. Like, holy fuck, was he good?
I mean, I saw kind of a bit of Robert Plant in him.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
The good part of Robert Plant, where it was just like, he's in this moment.
That's a good comparison. Yep.
Completely in this moment.
Yep.
He's kind of nonchalant with his mannerisms and almost unemotive, but to the point where, no, I don't want him to be. I want him to figure out what he's thinking about right now because he's going to sing it with all this soul and this energy.
Soul, great word. Yeah.
It's not like they come out and, hello, we're here. It's like, come with me.
Yes. And it builds.
Let's go. Let's talk about this for a bit.
Yep.
And they're all on that vibe.
Yes.
Although it's cool when they go in the crowd, and he did that.
Oh, you know how I love that. He did get in the crowd. Yeah. I forgot about the keyboard player. Sorry, buddy. I just realized that. The guy with the fucking beard from hell.
Which I liked it. I liked it.
Give Billy Gibbons a run for his money.
I did.
That fucking beard was down to his waist and then in a ponytail or whatever you want to call it. Holy fuck. And he was great too. Really adds to their sound.
I'm a big fan of keys in a band with, the B3 type.
Absolutely. I love it too. Yeah. Anyway, back to Jay. He's the best singer in rock today. And I'm not exaggerating, I think. I can't think of anybody better than that. In new rock or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing him to Mick Jagger or whatever.
No, I know what you're saying.
But you know what I mean?
Like Coronel had that trophy for the longest time.
This
guy's taking it over for
is
you. Yeah.
Unreal. And the fact that place wasn't sold out. Holy fuck, people. Get out there. Like, these guys are unbelievable.
I like how this band can hit you with some really funky, groovy.
It's groovy as hell.
Rock.
Oh yeah.
That you move to. You're there, right? Like, they don't have to get you there. You kind of feel it right away.
Yeah.
And then they go and they strip it down to like a little acoustic thing.
Yes.
it just showed the range of this band, that it's not, we just don't have to do this and keep doing this.
No.
We're going to take you on a little journey.
Yep.
And I'm going to welcome in. He goes out and the crowd comes back, and then they play 3 more tunes, and they're all huge.
Oh, God. I made a note, like, well, back to, you said the mellow one, Face the Light.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. And they stretched it out. They did that jam, if you remember. I mean, that song is just, it's a beautiful song. It's really Zeppelin-y, but in a great way. Like, oh my God. And yeah, the encore, that Shooting Stars off the new album and Do Your Worst. I'm like, hey, I'm good. Like, fuck, I was good 3 songs in.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we're gravy now. Like, it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's all gravy, man. Like, I can't say enough about the band.
Spend more time with this music from these guys and
Rival Sons, people.
support them, because
They got 6 albums.
we want to keep them going.
And everyone's better than the one before.
Back in the day, bands like that would have got pushed.
What do you mean?
Radio or
Oh,
whatever,
yes.
you know,
Yeah.
this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you just got to hope that people find it. They play it a bit on some radio, but not pushed, because what they're pushing is what the consultants want you to push, which is just shit.
It's niche now.
Yeah.
Like, everybody there knew every song.
Right.
That's what they're playing to.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I just wish there was more people that knew who they were. That's all.
Yeah. They bring it like they should. Love it.
Oh,
Awesome show.
Yes.
Good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Iron Maiden time.
We all like Iron Maiden
Yes.
time.
Now, before I talk about the Legacy of the Beast tour,
Yeah.
I want to give you a little history here. I want to backtrack to the Somewhere Back in Time tour. It was like a retro tour. So they're taking the Power Slave tour and they're going to recreate it. Okay?
Okay.
For new fans, new generation, whatever.
Okay.
So the stage is all Egyptian and
Rhyme,
all that
Rhyme
stuff.
of the Ancient Mariner shit.
All that,
Yeah, okay.
okay? Not somewhere in time, somewhere back in time.
Okay. Got it.
So
Yeah.
at this point, my buddy John Garner knows Bruce Dickinson's sister. And Bruce Dickinson is the lead singer for Iron Maiden.
Yes.
Helena Stormans
Okay.
would be her name.
Right.
And thanks to her, ever since that tour, we get the full hookup, backstage treatment.
Oh, yeah.
So this is just, you can imagine, unbelievable.
Right.
Like, I've never been backstage before. This was a big deal for me.
This was the first time you ever were backstage, was at this tour?
Yeah. So I'm just stoked, obviously, right?
Right.
So we get to the Saddle Dome and off we go. We go backstage, we get our laminates and whatever. So you see Iron Maiden catering, Iron Maiden masseuse, Iron Maiden, like everything you could possibly imagine, right?
Yeah, lots of cargo boxes with their logo printed on it. It's like,
and when you have this laminate, you just fucking walk wherever you want.
Right.
This is just unbelievable to me, right? So I'm just soaking it all in. And you hit Iron Maiden hospitality. So that's where, if you're connected like we were, you hang out in there and drink Iron Maiden beer for free and do whatever.
Right.
So we're doing that. And what you do is you hang out in there and hope the band comes in. Or somebody from the band comes in to say hi, take pictures, and sign autographs and shit.
Right. And they're aware that there's people in
Of
their
course
way.
they are.
Of course.
Yeah. So Adrian Smith walks in and Steve Harris.
Right.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
This is all good. So they signed shit. Like, they signed this picture disc for me.
Right.
The Peace of Mind picture disc. Blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is just a highlight for me. This is just unbelievable because I've been listening to them since that album, right? That's the first time I saw them live, is Peace of Mind.
Me too. Me too.
So if I just go to the show, I'm happy. This is all gravy.
Right.
It's all gravy.
Right.
So we're done doing all that. And okay, let's, get ready for the gig. So we go behind the stage and we pop out in front of the stage, and there was like a space, I don't know, as wide as 2 of these tables, let's say, on the side before the barrier. So if they have to drag people out,
they got a space to put them in.
They got a space to drag people out.
Got
They're
it.
fucking wasted or whatever.
Right on.
So we pop out in that space, and the stage is right there.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
And nobody's anywhere near us.
And they said, stay there.
And I'm like, okay, let's just stay here and see what happens.
Right.
And nobody said shit because you got the thing around your
Yeah,
neck,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Show starts. Holy fuck, here we are.
Yeah.
Nobody near us. This is just too good to be true.
Right.
Okay, flash forward. They're halfway through the set. And if you're an Iron Maiden geek like I am, they do a song called Heaven Can Wait.
Right.
And what happens during this song is they invite fans up onto the stage for a couple minutes to jump up and down and with the band on the stage.
All right.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's coming up. I wonder what's going to happen here. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see a group of fans coming towards where we are.
Right.
And they've got different patches on than we do, but
Right.
oh, these are the go on stage people.
Okay.
So I say to John, I go, well, let's just blend in with these fuckers. I
What are they gonna do?
bet you we go up.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened.
No shit.
Okay, stand in line. Fuck, I'm getting goosebumps, and this was years ago. Anyway, and you walk behind the stage, and there's a set of stairs leading up to the stage, and you can
Right.
see through the curtain. Holy fuck, they're playing, obviously.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Up the stairs we go. Dude, this was so weird. With like that, we're at the front of the stage at the Iron Maiden show.
And you're getting to see what they see, which is rare. You know?
This is what I'm driving at. And
Yeah.
I am not drunk. Like I've had 2 beer maybe.
Right.
Like I was soaking this in.
Right.
I remember looking down at the front row and people are losing their shit. Right?
Right.
And you can't see to the back because of the lights.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I remember looking around. Holy fuck, this is unbelievable. And then I looked to my right and fucking Steve Harris is standing or playing right next to me. And there's Dickinson and they're right there. Like, can you fucking imagine this? And this goes on for 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And you're jumping up and down like an idiot, you know,
Yeah,
cheering or whatever, singing along to the certain part of the song.
Happy as hell to be there, so it's all good.
Oh man,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just soaking it all in. And then the guy comes out, they're one of their bodyguards or whatever, stagehands. Okay, off you go. Back down the stairs, and then in that same spot looking up again.
And
I
stand there
was
for the rest of the
just
show.
Right, I was just there.
Yeah.
Like it happened so fast, right?
Right.
And then when I had time to process it, for that little bit of time, I got a tiny little taste of what it's like to be them. Like it was fucking unreal. Like that coming at you, it's a drug, dude. Like it was crazy.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
And this is
'cause-
every night for them or every other night or whatever. That will not be topped. Like I've met Gene Simmons or whatever. I've done a lot of shit. That was the highlight of my concert going career. Like it was that crazy.
I think for most people
Like,
that'd be the case. You know,
You're
it's-
on stage. You're not backstage. You're on the fucking stage. So here's the drag. If there was a drag, my brother's in the crowd and I get caught up in the moment and I forget. I could have just texted him, hey, I'm going on stage. Fucking shoot this shit.
Right.
Didn't do that. I just didn't think of it.
Wow.
You think I could find footage on YouTube at that moment? Nothing.
Nobody shot Calgary.
Nobody shot it.
Oh.
Oh, dude, that was the worst part. There is no documentation.
Yeah, but it's all here, man.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
all
but it'd be
there.
nice.
It's all there.
When I'm in a rocking chair. Oh, the time I was at
I
Maiden.
got some proof under the bed. Just pull it out. It's in the box. Yeah.
Oh man, if it was only captured.
There's
Anyway,
some photos there of me. Yeah.
that started a succession,
Mhm.
as you can see by all these fucking passes. Every time they come to town. You were at this one.
Nope. I was at this one.
Oh, the Made in England one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was at Made in England.
Right. So that's when they did the Seventh Son
Yes.
retrospective. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. It was awesome.
Yeah, in that regard, you know, you're standing around and Steve Harris comes over and honestly, he's the guy and Maiden.
He's the gene of the band. Like
That's right.
he's the figurehead and he's the nicest fucking guy.
And he's the guy that's there. Awesome.
every time.
There's a lot of rock bands where the guy that's that is never there. You know,
They don't want to meet strangers really, but he does it
but he
in a
does it.
nice way.
Yeah.
You know,
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
ask him about his soccer team. You just need to have something, and he'll engage you. You
And
know.
that was cool. And we saw Nico
Yes,
pulling out of the
the warm up room.
yeah, was that the warm-up room?
Yeah, he's got his little warm up room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just great because they were such a big part of my mid-teens,
yeah,
big time.
and to
And,
be
and to see him and meet him was pretty cool.
yeah.
So to have that connection, as you say, gold.
And that moment when that happened, that was the beginning of a lot of shit that started to happen to me. And I said to John, I'm like, this is just weird. Like now I'm meeting Springsteen, I'm at Gene Simmons or whatever.
Right.
He goes, well, fuck, we paid our dues, man. Shit's just kind of coming around. You meet people and
Mind control,
You know?
kids. Mind control. You want it bad enough, it's going to happen.
yes,
See?
there's some truth to that, I think.
I'm sure there is.
Anyway, this time, same drill, except they moved the hospitality suite wasn't where the dressing rooms are. So I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be quite as cool.
You're not feeling really backstage at that point.
You don't feel backstage. You're in
Right.
a room. Sure, you got your free beer and snacks or whatever, and
Yeah.
you're with these other people, and that's great. So it's a journey for the band to get there.
Oh, too bad.
So I'm like, what's going to happen?
yeah, who's coming?
Nico came though,
Oh, he did.
and I'd never actually met him. I mean, I can meet Steve Harris for the 5th time.
Yeah, right.
Which is great.
Right.
Never actually met him. He's the only guy that came.
Okay.
So we got a picture with him and
Right.
great. If I was thinking, I would have brought this and he could have signed that, but I wasn't thinking. Anyway, so again, that is not a complaint. It's all gravy and it was great.
Sure.
The show. Okay.
I just know I heard and saw that it was amazing. So now you go. That's all I got to say because I was not there.
I've seen them every tour from Peace of Mind to Seventh Son. Then I took a break because Adrian left and then Bruce left. Took a break. Then I came back at Somewhere Back in Time. And I've been to every tour since. This was the best stage show by far because the technology's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce loves it. Dickinson loves it because he's like got a theater vibe, right? So every song, pretty much, he's changing outfits. You can tell that he's right in his element.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like this guy's on Broadway.
Right.
Right. And every song had a bit of a, they changed the backdrop and they changed the theme and there's a kind of a visual element to go with every song.
Mm-hmm.
It was over the top. Like they come out with Aces High with a 90% scale replica of a fucking Spitfire bomber.
Yeah.
For one song. It's fucking huge. One song, it's gone.
Right.
Next.
Right.
I mean, he's got flamethrowers. Like, it's crazy. Like, it was just unbelievable. And the set list was great, except for a couple tunes that I could talk about.
Right, let's talk about it.
Okay,
I want to
so
know.
16-song set list.
16.
They play, they're coming out because they play Doctor Doctor by UFO every time, a band you love, not, which I do though. Of course. They love them too because they have good taste. Okay.
Oh, man.
Burn! Then you get the Churchill speech, right? How do you not like Michael Schenker? Okay. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So you get Aces High with the fucking plane, right? Yeah, here's like the first 3 songs. Then you get Where Eagles Dare off Peace of Mind, which they hardly ever play.
And I love it.
My God.
I think he loves singing that song. It's so good.
That drum intro, oh my God. Then you get 2 Minutes to Midnight, wicked. And then I take a piss. Why? And I understand that Steve Harris likes every phase of their career and he writes a lot of this music and I get it. However, I do not need to hear the Klansman. What's the Klansman? It's on a Blaze Bailey when Dickinson left.
Right.
It's on one of those albums.
Yeah.
Don't care.
And why does he want to sing it anyways? Like, why would he even make him sing it? Like, fuck.
Exactly.
Maiden's back.
They do too from that era. Okay, Trooper.
I love
Eddie
it.
comes out during Trooper, not Iron Maiden. So that was different.
Huh.
Yeah. Revelations. Here's another. So there's 3 stiffs. There's the 2 Blaze Bailey songs, and then they do one from A Matter of Life or Death, like a newer album that I don't know. And man, unless you're completely hardcore, you don't care.
Especially if you're only getting 16 songs and they got such a catalog.
Yes.
Let's play some.
Again, it doesn't ruin it, but
Acacia Avenue or something.
Exactly. See? Exactly.
See?
Yeah. Wicker Man, which is a great song. Another Blaze Bailey. Then you get Flight of the Icarus.
Thank you.
With the flamethrowers. Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And then they're closing, right? So Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden, Wicked, Encore, Evil That Men Do, off Seventh Son, that's okay. Then, of course, you get Hallowed Be Thy Name. You know they're going to play that. That's probably their fucking best song. It's their signature track.
Sure.
Number of the Beast. And they bring back Run to the Hills, which sometimes they gas. That's the final encore.
Everybody sings that song.
Yeah,
man.
it was great.
The whole crowd
for this
is just
tour,
into that song big time.
And for this tour to bring it back as the final song was smart, I think.
Yeah.
And then as everybody walks out, they play Eric Idle from Monty Python singing Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, which they always do. Too.
Right, yeah.
And it just, It just makes you smile. See,
Right.
you just did.
I did.
And everybody,
I had a memory.
Everybody
or a
left,
couple.
and
I've seen him a number of times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then everybody left there smiling. I mean, other than you could nitpick the set list, whatever.
Yeah.
Production wise, well, you've seen them as I have many times. It's the stage is the same. It's that same shape, that horseshoe shape, and they just dress it different and change the backdrops.
Right.
But in a really cool way. But it's that same upper level horseshoe vibe, right?
I think it probably makes a lot of sense
No.
because if he's running around as much as he is, he wants to know where the fuck he can run around to. Muscle memory.
All good.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
But there's tons of pyro. Like it ends, the actual final note of Run to the Hills. He's got like a Bugs Bunny TNT thing. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
He hits it and the fucking pyro just explodes. It was hilarious. Yeah. So that was cool. I'll just go through my random thoughts. So Dickinson, holy shit. Vocally still sounds amazing and runs around still like a
And that ain't
lunatic.
easy. The style of music they sing and play.
And to run around like that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like somebody else to do what he does would be like, holy fuck, how do you do this?
Yeah.
Like it would be crazy. Dave Murray and Adrian Smith are on their side of the stage and they're always killer. Like those guitar harmonies and lead trade-offs are just,
That's Iron Maiden.
you know where I'm going though, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm leading with the
I know
worst.
where you're going.
Okay.
This is my piss break.
Yannick Gers. Now, this isn't a diss to him as a person. He seems like a very nice guy, and he obviously is. He's been in Iron Maiden for a long time, and they kept him on for a reason. He's a good guy, and he came from Ian Gillan's band. He's a good player. He has no distinguishable style guitar-wise I can pick out. He just kind of sounds like Iron Maiden, right? Okay, that's the nice stuff, all right?
Okay. That's the nice stuff. Oh,
And
fuck.
the reason he's there is he replaced Adrian Smith when he left, and then they just kept him on,
They kept it. Yeah. They didn't want
And
to kick him out.
which I respect. It does not excuse the fact that this guy, to use British vernacular, ooh, that's a big word, vernacular, is a colossal wanker on stage. It's embarrassing to watch this guy. He skips around
I know.
like he's a fucking leprechaun, or he's in Lord of the Dance.
Was he
or
wearing
something.
high tops?
He wears those cheesy 80s Reebok high tops and a bullet belt and Iron Maiden shirt. Fine. He flips his guitar around like he's in Cinderella. It's a cool move if you're in Cinderella.
And
I've
back in
seen-
the 80s.
And I've seen Steve Vai do it. But you're in Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
You don't do that
You know
move.
what? Do what the other two guitar players are known to do. And that's just fucking stand there and fucking walk out when they do something fucking solo-wise and then just
It just
fucking
makes
be.
me... Again, I tune it out so it doesn't ruin the show, but it makes me angry how lame this guy is on stage. It does not
too.
suit the band.
And they don't need 3 guitar players.
And he does that Richie Blackmore move, which is awesome if you're Richie Blackmore.
Right.
You know, he grabs a guitar and puts it behind his head
Yeah.
and he whips it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
And he dominates that whole side of the stage. Meanwhile, Adrian Smith, who used to be on that side of the stage, is over with Dave.
Yeah.
He should run over there and kick his ass into the fucking photo pit and reclaim his side of the stage.
See, this always bugged me as to
It's
why
pain.
and it bugs me about a lot of things where I have that question. Does anybody not see how fucking lame this is?
And I kept thinking, what? You don't need him. You don't need 3 guitars.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need 3 guitars in this band.
And B, like you could unplug his guitar literally and nobody would notice.
No.
It looks like he's not even playing it.
Oh,
Like he's so flighty and it's just it's so annoying.
I know.
I don't know what else to add. Sorry,
You
sorry,
don't.
sorry, Yannick.
Yeah, but
But
this is just not Iron Maiden, man.
Oh, dude. Why is he there? That's what I wrote down.
Fuck. That's too bad because then again, there you go again. You got to deal with something negative
Yeah, but
for a big thing, right? But
I just kept focusing on other things. And they obviously like him or he wouldn't be there. So he fits with the
sometimes
band.
loyalty doesn't make sense, right? There's one for me that just don't get it.
Oh, I don't either. Okay,
Anyway.
that aside, it was fucking awesome.
I'm sure it was. And I saw
Again,
a lot of
sold
posts.
right the fuck
Oh,
out.
yeah, for sure.
Right the fuck out.
Yeah.
Everybody's really into it. Any sold out show where everybody's that into it, I don't care who it is, it's going to be good.
Mhm.
You know?
And this, believe me, they're selling out shows everywhere they go.
Yes, they
People
are.
still absolutely are loyal to
Yes.
Iron Maiden.
And that brings me to another thing. I can't think of another band off the top of my head to this extreme where they've achieved that popularity with no help from the media, no help from radio. They did it all on their own.
Right. But right away, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right away. Like those first
Yes.
2 records, I mean, there wasn't a back patch jean jacket somewhere
That's right.
on every street that didn't
Yeah.
have an Eddie on it.
Yes.
And just to piss off your parents or do whatever you did, you know, not only you love the music, but you love to promote it.
And they put out a quality product, whether it's the music or the merch or whatever. They don't fuck around. They treat their fans with respect. Like they deliver all the time.
Yeah.
Like Sandy, my buddy who was with me there, he's an Iron Maiden freak. And he bought that first album without hearing a note. Kind of like I did with the first Motley one.
Right.
Just the album cover.
Yeah. What's
he was a fan before he heard anything. Right? I mean, that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I'll be buying
At a time
this.
like that when
Yeah.
there was no shock. That was shock, you know, Kiss.
a
and
rotting
whatever.
corpse on the front of an album.
Yeah.
This
And
is
it's a
going to be good.
lovable one named Eddie that everybody loves and
This
adores.
is going to be good.
Yeah.
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 What else can I say about it? Nothing, man. It was just great. And they're bigger now than they ever were, which is just crazy. Okay, I just want to talk about one more show I went to briefly. Toque.
Right.
They weren't the headliner, but they were at this festival. They're doing a festival date. So I went on the Sunday. It was Toque, 5440, Trooper, and Styx. So I know Brent Fitz, as I mentioned before, who plays drums for Slash, and Todd Kearns plays bass. They're both in Toque.
Right.
Okay. So it's Todd Kearns on guitar and vocals, Brent on bass.
Mm-hmm. That's the switch.
That's the switch.
Yeah.
He's not playing drums, he's playing bass. Corey Churko on guitar, who's played with Shania Twain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Kelly Clarkson. And on drums, this guy named Shane Gallus. And I didn't know much about him, to be honest. I did some research a while back. Wicked drummer. Played with Yngwie Malmsteen, Michael Schenker, Vinnie Moore. He plays with these shredder guys.
Vinnie Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got to know what you're doing playing to these guys.
Yeah,
hey.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the band.
Yeah.
We show up just in time to see them. And they're a all Canadian song cover band.
Right.
Okay, and they got a new album out called Never Enough. Never Enough for You is the only song on the album that isn't a cover. Okay?
So they're writing some music.
They're writing some music, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know eventually if it's all going to be that.
I
or
saw the
whatever.
video.
Yeah. It sounds like Canadian 80s rock, basically.
Yeah, they bring in the synthesizer,
Yeah, they
and
do.
that's just like, okay,
Yeah.
that's where they're going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's if you like that, it sounds great, right?
And there's a lot of people that just dug that sound. at
Totally.
that time.
Yeah, they do Armageddon, Prism,
Yeah.
Innocence, Harlequin,
Yeah.
Queen City Kids, so they do some obscure shit. On the Loose, Saga, some Street Heart, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea.
Right.
Lover Boy. And they end with April Wine Roller, which is a great song.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were great. They went over. There wasn't that many people there when they were on.
Because they were on like in the early afternoon. Or
And they're in
something.
arena, like a 3,000 seater, I would
Oh,
say.
right. They're supposed to be outside, but now it's in an arena.
Well, they were worried about the weather, and
Right.
they were right because it
Right.
rained. So it was a smart move to move it inside. They went over well because Canadians love that music.
And they heard a lot of it because of the radio at the time.
Yes.
It was on rotation.
And they play the hell out of it, and Kearns sings the shit out of it. And it's a little heavier
Yeah.
because it's them.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
they stick pretty true to the.
They do.
They stick pretty true to
Yep.
the track. right?
Absolutely. They don't go
Yeah.
off too far.
Yeah.
Anyway, we saw that, and then we went and hung out with Brent while 5440 and Trooper were on. 'Cause I've seen Trooper before, and 5440 I never liked.
Right.
So hanging out with him, and that was cool. Catching up with him. So we're eating at craft services, having
Right.
dinner with the crew and shit.
Right.
It was awesome. And then Styx walks by, like we're backstage. It's like Spinal Tap. Hello, Cleveland. They walk by
Oh,
and they're
fuck.
going, woohoo. And Brent's giving the drummer the thumbs up from Styx, and they walk by. I'm like, well, he's like, have you seen Styx? I go, actually, I haven't. Like, I don't know, half a dozen Styx songs, and I'm good. He goes, check them out live. You got to see this fucking band. I think you'll be impressed, right? And he was right. Like live, the fucking drummer. Okay, I'm going to get this name right. So you got James Young on guitar, who's been there forever. Tommy Shaw, of course. Lawrence Gowan replaced Dennis D. Young.
I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's Canadian.
And he's been there for a long time.
He has. It's 99. since 99.
Yeah.
And Ricky Phillips on bass has been there since 2003. So you've got James Young and Tommy Shaw. You got those guys, right? Well, this drummer, and I didn't know a lot about him, but my buddy Sandy said, fuck, I know you're not a huge Styx guy, but you got to see this guy drum. So he sent me a YouTube clip of an isolated view of Todd Sugarman is his name.
Right.
Holy fuck. Unreal.
Right.
Yeah, and Fitz is a drummer, obviously. He goes, oh yeah, this guy is unreal. And I'm like, I was just watching him for most of it.
Right.
Unreal. Yes, they're not playing Rush. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can tell this guy is insanely good.
Yeah.
The original drummer, John Panozzo, died in 96, so this guy took over for him.
Right.
Anyway, I have a new appreciation for Styx. Live, anyway. Like, holy shit. Well, live's just better.
Live is just, I was just going to say, it's like, I have a hard time with too much time on my hands. And
you know what? You have a hard time with that?
Yeah.
You're going to be whatever, but of course they play Mr. Roboto towards the end. Even that wasn't bad live.
Right.
Because it's more guitar on it. Like they rock it out more.
Right.
Because, it's...
But live is different than when they produce
really is.
a record and...
Yeah.
You know, they're bringing things in and it's got a style to it. And
yes.
It either spoke to, I wasn't a fan, but I could see how if you altered some of the tracks, you know, and live is, again, a different volume and different animal.
It really is. So I had an open mind.
And we're older.
And we're older and more open-minded. Exactly.
Right.
Criminal Mind, they let Gowan do that. Right. And he's at the keyboard.
Big hit for him.
Huge.
Yeah.
He's got a keyboard. So his vocals are really good, by the way. His voice is really good.
Yeah.
He's got a keyboard off to the one side of the stage on a platform that spins around. So when he walks by it, he does this and then he just jumps on and starts playing. Like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like it gives you something to look at or whatever. Here's the problem.
Here's the problem
with Lawrence Gowan. Oh, dude. Again, it's like he's on Broadway, but not in a good way.
Yeah. Well, I think, remember that was Strange Animal and shit like that.
Super cheesy.
Yeah.
Like
that was his thing in the 80s, though, man.
Tommy Shaw's doing a guitar solo and he's doing these hand gestures. Like, Blair goes, my brother's with me. He goes, he moves like a fucking magician.
I was going to say a mime. Like it's
a mime / magician. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He's like,
that was his thing. It was that was his deal.
But again, it doesn't suit the band. These are rockers up there.
Right.
Say what you want.
Yeah.
I wrote, Gowan's stage moves are awful. Sorry, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't get it. It's him, obviously.
Well, he's feeling it the way he wants to feel it, but sometimes somebody's just got to, well, it's not going to affect everybody the same way, but you'd think you wouldn't be the only one feeling this.
Yeah, and when I left there, you know what I thought of? Have you ever heard Eric Cartman sing Come Sail Away?
I've heard the song, but I don't know who is it.
You know, from South Park.
Oh, right. No, okay.
Oh, man, YouTube it.
Okay.
I left there thinking about that song. They should have had Cartman sing it.
I'm sailing away, sailing open course for the virgin sea, 'cause I've got to be free, free to face the life that's ahead of me. And bird and the captain, so claim it bird, we search for to marry on every shore, but we try, oh Lord, I'll try to carry.
But yeah, I mean, those are huge hits, right? Mm-hmm. Come Sail Away. Yeah, and the encore was Mr. Roboto, and Renegade, which is my favorite Styx song because it's the one that rocks.
Yeah.
Was the last one, right? And Tommy Shaw, holy fuck. He looks great. Still, he looks like the same. He's got the hair. What a tiny little guy, though. Like, fuck, he can't weigh more than 100 pounds.
Funny. There's a lot of them that are like that. Eh? It's little guys with big guitars. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I stuck around because I thought, I'll go see Toque and hang out with Fitz and call it a night. He's like, no. Stick around, man. I think you'll be surprised. And I was. It was really good.
Huh.
Man, what a week of music that was.
It really was. It was great to catch the Stones.
Well, we started with the heavies, yeah, and ended up at Styx, but
it had that nice little.
Well, chronological.
It actually worked out pretty good.
It worked
really.
out all right, yeah. And talking to Fitz, they're going to try to come on the show. He told me.
So now you're making it law on the show that he's coming.
Yeah,
so,
on Grey Cup time, he thinks we can make it happen. So that would be cool. So we can talk Toque, we can talk Slash, whatever they want, right?
Yeah. Whatever they want to talk about. Mike's will be on.
Okay, man. I think that's enough, eh?
It's pretty good.
Cheers.
Pretty good week or weeks.
Yes.
All right. 20? This is 20?
Ep 20, as you like to say.
All right. Enjoy, kids. We love doing it.
Yes.
Comment. Tell us something. Tell us to fuck off. I don't care. Whatever. Tell us you love two-man bands. I don't give a shit. Either way. Rock and roll, motherfuckers.
Peace out, man.